Well, Cracker Barrel just learned the hard way that messing with nostalgia might actually be more dangerous than messing with politics. They tried to modernize their logo, only to get dragged so hard online they had to backtrack in record time. And yes, this story somehow involves the White House, Donald Trump, and an old guy named Uncle Herschel. Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Nobody Asked My Opinion podcast. I'm your host, Siobhan, where as usual, nobody asked my opinion, but I damn sure I'm going to give it anyway. So if you're new here, I'm breaking down celebrity drama, pop culture, and apparently now, restaurant logos that trigger national meltdowns. So hit that like, share, and subscribe button. And let's talk about why Cracker Barrel just became the weirdest political football of the week. So what actually happened? Have you guys been paying attention? Here's the deal. This week, or last week I should say, Cracker Barrel quietly unveiled a minimalist text-only logo. Gone was the old-timer, that friendly guy that was leaning against a barrel who's been holding it down since the 60s. Instead, we got a plain sans serif word mark that looked like it belonged on a generic box of cereal. Now, normally, a brand refresh just gets some mild groaning, and, oh, I like the old one better. This, apparently, it did not unfold like that. It set off a 5-alarm fire across the internet. So, of course, we saw the backlash. People online lost it. Some said it looked bland, soulless, corporate. Others accused Cracker Barrel of going woke, just because the little farmer didn't make the cut. And then, of course, politics jumped in. MAGA accounts started calling it an attack on tradition, saying Cracker Barrel had caved to some mysterious progressive agenda. Spoiler alert, there was zero evidence of that. It was just a bad design choice. But when has evidence ever stopped a culture war? Of course, Trump had to weigh in. This is our world now, guys. Trump himself, President Trump, commented and said Cracker Barrel should keep the old logo. Hours later, like literally the same day, Cracker Barrel rolled out a statement saying, "Yep, we heard you, the old timer is staying." And just to make things extra dramatic and spicy, reports say there was even a call with the White House. The company actually thanked Trump for weighing in. You know, imagine being the PR person typing that line, knowing that you're about to make national headlines over a cartoon man sitting next to a barrel of biscuits. Those biscuits are slamming though, guys. Let me know in the comments what your favorite meal is at Cracker Barrel. Yeah. All right. So obviously the reversal. The speed of this U-turn with this company was insane. Companies usually drag out these things, months of reviewing feedback or testing concepts, but Cracker Barrel folded faster than a Waffle House napkin at 3 a.m. And if you are in a Waffle House at 3 a.m., make sure you're recording. Well, Wall Street noticed, guys, their stock had dipped after the rebrand hit the news. But as soon as they announced the reversal, boom, shares ticked back up. So yeah, it turns out that the old timer isn't just a mascot. He's apparently a financial advisor as well. So what does this really mean? What was this all about in the end? Was it about the customers, Trump, or about the money? Honestly, I think it was all three. Cracker Barrel has been struggling since COVID. The sales are down, the brand feels dated, and they are trying to freshen things back up. But instead of bringing people in, they alienated their most loyal fan base, folks who go there specifically for the old school vibes. I am one of them. And once the political machine got a hold of it, the backlash snowballed. At that point, keeping the new logo wasn't even an option. They had to run back faster than a server dodging a Sunday church crowd. So what my favorite part about this whole thing, honestly, is that suddenly everybody became like a graphic designer critic. Like, did you see this? Half of Twitter was breaking down fonts and line weights like they were on Project Runway. But anyway, let's be real. No one goes to Cracker Barrel for sleek branding. You go for rocking chairs on the porch, gift shops where you're going to knock into something, and full of tchotchkes that only your grandmother would love. Of course, the pancakes the size of your head. You know, the logo didn't need to be cool. It just needed to be Cracker Barrel. So, moral of the story, don't mess with comfort food branding, and don't underestimate nostalgia and the people's right to biscuits and eggs. As usual, nobody asked my opinion, but I damn sure I'm going to give it anyway. Thanks for watching, guys. If you liked, hit subscribe. Let me know in the comments your thoughts on this. Was this really about tradition, or was this about politics? Either way, I'll see you next time. Have a good one. Bye-bye.